Welcome to this Security AI Plus training module. Today, we're talking about building and securing AI systems. We're going to get right into the nuts and bolts of what it actually takes to make AI work securely out there in the real world. And here's a spoiler. It has a lot less to do with one magic algorithm and way more to do with having the right team of people. So let's get into it. So, what does it really take to build secure AI? It's such a simple question on the surface, right? But the answer, well, it's incredibly complex. It's not just about a data scientist whipping up a clever model in a notebook. I mean, that's the spark, the initial idea. But the real heavy lifting? That's turning that spark into a full-blown, industrial-strength engine that can run reliably, securely, and at a massive scale. And this right here perfectly illustrates the huge gap we need to cross. Over on one side, you've got the brittle prototype. We've all seen this before. It only works on that one developer's laptop, it's a nightmare to update, and security was, not even on the radar. But on the other side, that's the goal, the enterprise system. It's built to be secure from the ground up, it's scalable, it's robust, it's compliant. Getting from point A to point B, that is the entire game. So here's our game plan for this explainer. We're going to start by making it super clear that AI is way more than just a model. Then, we'll introduce the Secure AI team and break it down into two core groups, the model and data builders and the system and platform builders. We'll see how they all work together to deliver results, and then we'll wrap up by looking at the really high costs of not getting this right. Okay, so what's the big solution here? It's not a new piece of software. It's not some fancy framework. The solution is a specialized, multidisciplinary team. This is the technical backbone, the hands-on group of people who take an AI strategy and turn it into a secure, working system in the real world. Now, to really get why this team is so critical, you have to understand the AI lifecycle. This isn't a one-and-done project. It's a constantly moving cycle. You have to architect the system, get and prepare the data, build and train the model, deploy it, and then you have to constantly monitor it and retrain it. As you can probably guess, every single step in this loop needs a very specific set of skills. All right, let's start breaking down this team. First up, we've got our first group, the model and data builders. You can think of these roles as providing the core intelligence, the brain of the operation, and the high-quality fuel that makes it all run. These are the first of our essential, hands-on technical builders. First up, the data scientist. This is the role most people immediately think of when they hear AI. They're the experimenters, the ones building prototypes, digging into data to find biases, and crafting the features the model is going to learn from. But their security role is absolutely vital. They're the first line of defense, evaluating data for sensitive information, flagging privacy concerns, and documenting exactly where that data came from, which is crucial for any future audits. Right alongside them is the data engineer. Now, if the data scientist designs the high-performance engine, the data engineer builds the entire fuel supply chain, the pipelines, the refineries, everything. They build and maintain these incredibly robust data pipelines, making sure the data is clean, consistent, and top quality. And from a security perspective, their job is non-negotiable. They're the ones filtering out personally identifiable info, running integrity checks to stop data poisoning, and keeping the audit logs that prove compliance. Okay, having a brilliant model and pristine data is fantastic, but it's totally useless if it can't actually run in the real world. And that's where our second group comes in, the system and platform builders. These are the hands-on engineers who build the solid infrastructure and processes needed to make the AI system operational, scalable, and most importantly, secure. Leading this pack is the AI architect. This is the master planner, the one who draws up the blueprint for the entire system. They're making the big calls. How will data flow? What frameworks will we use? How do all these different pieces connect? And, crucially, they're thinking about security from day one. They design for defense in depth and build compliance right into the architecture, so security is never just an afterthought. Then we have the machine learning engineer, or ML engineer. This role is that critical bridge between a research idea and a real-world product. They take that prototype model from the data scientist and productionize it. They turn it into a hardened, versioned, and truly deployable asset. Their security job is all about protecting that asset, securing the model files so they can't be stolen or tampered with, managing who has access, and ensuring everything is locked down tight. Underpinning all of this is the platform engineer. These are the folks who manage the very ground everything is built on. They handle the core infrastructure, the compute power, the storage, the networks. If their platform is shaky, even the best model in the world is going to come crashing down. Their security focus is absolutely foundational, hardening servers, managing secrets and credentials, and keeping a close eye on the infrastructure for any sign of trouble. And finally, we have the MLOps Engineer. These folks are the automation gurus who make this whole lifecycle smooth, repeatable, and efficient. They plug everything into automated CI/CD pipelines. That means a new model can be tested, packaged, and deployed securely, pretty much with the push of a button. Their role in security is to automate safety itself, building in security scans, fairness checks, and other automated guardrails right into the deployment process. So, we've met the individual players, but the real magic isn't what they do alone. It's how they all come together as one cohesive team. Let's take a look at how this group of hands-on builders works in concert to deliver a true enterprise AI system. Now, what's so cool about this is how it connects all the dots. Let's say you want a system that's scalable. Well, that's not one person's job. You need the platform and data engineers for the infrastructure, the AI architect designing for that scale, and MLOps automating it. What about being secure by design? Again, it's a team sport. The data engineer secures the data, the platform engineer secures the infrastructure, the ML engineer secures the model, and the MLOps engineer secures the entire pipeline. Every single one of these requirements is a team effort. It's pretty clear how valuable this team is when it's complete. But let's flip that coin for a second. What happens when there are gaps? What's the real cost of trying to do serious AI without these specialized roles? Well, the risks are pretty huge. Without this kind of structure, you get what we call shadow AI. These ungoverned models just popping up all over the organization, creating massive risks for compliance and data leaks. You end up with insecure deployments because nobody's job is to harden the models or the platform. You're basically leaving the door wide open to data poisoning because there's no data engineer validating the pipelines. And when, not if, something goes wrong, there's no traceability for an audit and no clear way to respond. So really, the most crucial point here is this. These roles are not optional. They're not luxuries you can add on later. For any organization that's serious about using AI, they are absolutely essential. They are what makes the difference between a fragile science fair project and an AI system that is predictable, secure, compliant, and robust enough to trust in the real world. And that leaves us with one final thought to chew on. We talk a lot about the models, the data, the algorithms, but as these AI systems get more and more powerful and woven deeper into our lives, is it possible that the expert, coordinated, and security-minded human team is actually the single most critical security control we have? Something to think about.